Hello, my name is Sunny, and in this video, I'll be walking you through some of the basic features and functionality of EPM Solutions' on-demand learning environment. Just like a live classroom, our on-demand project server and project courses give you access to a private, hands-on computer environment, video-based instructor-led lectures and demonstrations, and interaction with the instructor in a discussion forum. All your course materials, including student class manuals and student lab instructions, are available at your fingertips in a convenient Adobe PDF format. These courses, such as our most popular project server for project managers, are recorded by our seasoned trainers and offer top-notch quality while aiming at getting more people trained at a lower cost. So now that I'm logged in, I can see a list of my subscriptions, in other words, the courses that I've signed up for. In this video, we're going to look at Project Server for Project Managers as an example. And you can see this is the course. If I had other classes, they would appear here as well. If I click View Course, the system will load all of the classes that are associated with that course. So these are all modules within the Project Server for Project Managers online class. Now, to start any of these classes, all you need to do is click on the header. For example, if I wanted to start the Getting Acquainted with Project Server module, I can just click on the header, and that module's content will load. This area is a virtual terminal session. In other words, it's running remote desktop within the browser, and it's connecting to the live environment in which you can perform all of the student labs. We'll take a look at some of the labs here in a second. Now you'll notice that there's a chapter menu here, and if I hover my mouse over that chapter menu, I get a list of all of the classes or all of the modules in this class to choose from, so I can go forward and backwards if I want to. You'll also notice there may be some additional items at the bottom, and these are different logins that you can also use to access the environment. Now, as you work through the chapters, they build upon each other, so it's advised to at least complete the labs in one chapter before moving to the next one, because you may need some of the files or settings that you've created in the previous lab. So for example, I could go ahead and skip forward here. Let's say I've completed Getting Acquainted with Project Server. I can go ahead and skip forward to the next module, Introducing the Project Server User Interface, just by clicking there. And you'll see now my environment is loading again. And this time, because this module has student labs associated, I also have the student lab information loading in this navigation pane. Now if I want to go back and choose a different course, so if I had more than one course, I can always go back to the Courses menu using this menu, and that takes me back here where I can choose from the available courses. So let's go back into the Project Managers course. And again, I'm prompted to select which module I want to enter. And let's go back to the Introducing Project Server User Interface module. Now, to proceed with the courseware, I would recommend that you use the video lesson along with the labs. So if you want to view the slides and the video lesson with the instructor, go ahead and click the video lesson, and that should launch the video. And here I'm being prompted for my credentials, so I will go ahead and enter those. And now my video is loading. So you can see it's going right to that particular video. And I'll just play the video here. Okay, our next module is Introducing the Project Server User Interface. And that's me. I'm the instructor for this particular class, and I'm going to walk the students through each of the slides. You can see as I play the video, the slides will automatically advance. I can also advance manually over here. Project Web App is the web application interface to Project Server. and I can advance through the courses. You'll see here the demonstrations and also the labs. So if I want to take a look at how the instructor does the lab, that is also covered here in the video. Okay, it's time for our lab. And I can also fast forward a little bit here, and you can see here is the instructor doing the lab as well. So my recommendation is that you walk through the videos with the instructor, and then when you get to the point where you are going to do the lab, I suggest you try doing the lab yourself, and if you get stuck, come and watch the video. So let's go ahead and we can minimize the video for now. So if I had gotten to the point where I wanted to do the lab, then I could come to this window and follow the lab steps, which are over here in the left pane. Now I can also open a PDF of all of the labs by clicking here on Student Labs. And what this will give me is a nice PDF version of all of the lab answer keys. So if I'm really stuck and even the video, I need help, I can get to a PDF with all of the answers here. Now one thing you'll notice as we go through the different labs, it will require you to be logged in as different users. So here you can see in this particular lab, I'm logged in as a project manager named George Stewart. And this will reflect the different scenarios that are based in the labs. So as you go through these, you may be logged in as a different user. So let's take an example here. So in this example, I'm supposed to explore the user interface, and I can treat this just like a browser. I'm actually in a virtual machine, a virtual PC here that's running Windows. Just like in Windows, I'm navigating within here. This is a browser within the browser, don't get confused. And it's going to the project server homepage for this instance of project server. And you can see I can go in here and click, for example, I can open the project center and project server in this instance. And anything I do in this instance when I'm completing the labs, it's going to be contained just to my instance. It's not going to affect any other students or any other computers, anything else. This is my free playground. I'm free to play around in here, make mistakes, fix things, do what I need to do to learn how to use the system. Now as I complete the labs, I can scroll down and this walks me through the steps. So when I'm ready to move on, I just click next page. And that will load the next set of lab steps. Now if I also needed to change users at that time, it would also log me in as the other username here. So let's take a look at one of the different labs, and you can see an example of that. So here in this lab, I have to be logged in as Sherzal because she is a resource manager. So I'm being logged in as her. And I would complete her steps and then click next. I don't have to wait for this to finish loading. And you can see in the next lab in this module, I'm going to need to be logged in as George Stewart. So it will log me back in as George Stewart. And it will keep where I was the last time I was logged in as George Stewart. So here you can see we were in the Project Center when we left, and we're back there again. And again, if you want to jump around to different modules, you just use the chapter menu. Let's go back to introducing the Project Server User Interface. And I'm going to go through this exercise with you so you can see how it works. Now this is a full virtual machine, virtual PC. I also have Project Professional on this machine, so if I click the Start menu and go to All Programs here, I have access to all of the different programs. So we can see here, in this practice, you will connect to Project Server through Project Professional 2010. So for this practice, I'm going to open Project Professional 2010. So let's go ahead and do that. And since this is the first time I've run project on this virtual machine, I'll have to answer a little question there. and it's going to tell me to go to Manage Accounts. Now I've already learned where these things are by looking at the video, so I know that I need to go to the File menu and go to Info, and then click here on Manage Accounts. And it's asking me to add an account called My Account, so I'll do that. And it wants us to put in the project server URL. In a previous example, it asks you to write it down. I can also just go in here and copy it. So here's my URL. And that's okay. And it's asking me to choose an account and click OK. And now I'm supposed to close project and open it again and then choose Use My Account. So let's try that. And I'll choose My Account and click OK. And now I should be connected to my instance of Project Server. So I've successfully completed this lab. So let's try another lab and look at some of the other features of the system. So let's go to Creating Enterprise Projects. I'll go to this module. And in this particular module, we're going to just create a new project using import. Let's go to the next one. This one we want to create a new project using an enterprise template. So we're going to create a new project using this training template. And I'll save it to the server so you can see that it's working there. So one thing that we can also do, if you find that this area is too small to work in, we can switch to full screen. So I'm going to click full screen. And now you'll see what's happened is my entire computer screen is now on the virtual machine remotely. So now I'm in my virtual environment full screen, and this little bar up here lets me know what computer I'm running remote desktop here. And you can see I've got this pinned. Now if I want to get this out of the way as well, I can unpin it. And you'll see when I move my cursor away, that disappears. But if you want to get back to your desktop, to your local desktop, just move your mouse up here, and then you can minimize this and it will take you back to your desktop. I'm not going to do that right now. But let's go ahead and follow that lab. You'll have to take my word that maybe I've got the PDF separately here. And we're going to go to the File menu, and I'm going to choose New. I'm in Project Professional here. And I'm going to use a Project Server template. So right now it's looking at the templates that are on Project Server in my training environment. And here's that training template project template. So I'm going to pull that up. I'll choose OK. And that opens one of the class files. It's a template. And this is a template that we'll be working with during the class. And now if I want to save this as a particular name, I can do that. Let's go in here to the File menu. And I can choose Save As. And here I can give it a name. And I'll have to give it my name. And I'll just give it a simple name that I can remember. And if there are any custom fields that have to be filled in, as you will learn in the class, I will fill those in. And I'll go ahead and save this. And it's saving it to the training instance of Project Server. So you can see here's the % complete. Now I can also open projects from the server. So let's try going to the Open menu. And if I retrieve the list of all projects, here are all the projects that I can open. Let's try opening one of these. So you can see here are the class files that you have access to. Now if I want to go back to my desktop, I'll go ahead and minimize this, and now I'm back here in the training environment. So let's take another look at the video lessons. Let's talk about navigation, and you can start with the introduction.
Hello and welcome
And
to
there's
Microsoft
me again.
Project Server 2010 for project managers. My name is Sunny Brock and I'll be your instructor today. Welcome on behalf of EPM Solutions. This course,
So you are free to move through all of the video lessons as you wish. You can see the different lessons at the top. These correspond to the modules. Play the video. When you play a video, you can also move through the different in the next lessons here through the left. There are also some options to view the video full screen. You can scroll back and forth, etc. Now, in addition to the functionality that we've looked at so far, the help menu has a number of useful items. There's a user guide for the on-demand learning system itself. There's a video which covers most of the topics in this demo, as well as some in-depth setup and more information on how to use the LMS system. There's also Ask the Trainer, which allows you to ask the instructor a question, and this takes you to a forum where you can interact with the instructor and review trainer responses. You can also report a bug if you find a bug in the system, or send feedback, and the privacy policy and terms of use are also here. So by combining video lessons, interactive labs, and your own private environment in which to learn, you can leverage the EPMS Solutions on-demand learning environment to learn about project or project server at your own pace and in the comfort of your own office or even your own home.